her attitude, her phrase, her whatever. This is the part which I find most fascinating. And I think, let me see here. Let me see. Let me see here. All of a sudden, I'm noticing something. I want to make sure that I have not done something inadvertently. There's nothing worse than all of a sudden. There we go. There we go. There we go. All of a sudden, I didn't see anything. Pardon me. It's so weird. I thought, what am I doing? I'm talking to myself. But let me continue. Fannie Willis has been pretty much the focus of a lot of people's attention because of her attitude. And people have just been, for whatever the particular reason, they've enjoyed mocking her, either the way she looks or her love affairs. That's not what this poses. That's not why it's important. Why this is important and why this is critical is it goes to show you that there's something here which is even more important, and that is the direct affront, the direct attack upon our criminal justice system by virtue of what is happening to President Trump. This is called lawfare. And this is what it's about. It's not about Trump. It's not about Nathan Wade. It's about using the court system to get him. That's all it is. And I want to explain this to you. Very, very critical as we begin today's broadcast. But first and foremost, let me remind you that you are to subscribe to this. I always thank you. But before, I want you to know about a very, 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 very special deal that is only here for just 1 week only. So please pay attention. It's no longer a question of if something is coming, it's when. The only shock, the what, the how. While you still have some control, what are you going to do about it? Well, the first step is to go to my website at preparedwithlionel.com. The next step is stocking up on multiple 1 week emergency food kits from My Patriot Supply. Priced at under $50, now's the time to buy in bulk. My Patriot Supply is equipped to help you prepare. They've helped over 2 million families already. These 1 week kits with ready hour foods provide over 2,000 calories every day. And they're sealed inside a rugged ammo can so they can last up to 25 years in storage. So just grab it and go in emergencies. Get these kits for under $50 this week only at preparedwithlionel.com. That's preparedwithlionel.com. It works like this. Yesterday we talked about O.J. Simpson, and I was trying to explain to folks a little bit about the way the system works and why that's important. And I think we learned a little bit about that. But 30 years ago, we didn't have any of the problems that we have today. We don't have gender dysphoria. We don't have kids being blasted with puberty blockers. We didn't have woke. Did have DEI, did have that. But we did not have the notion of weaponizing the law system in order to go after politicians. That's called lawfare. And that's what's so critical and so beyond belief. And this is what I must bring to your attention right now. Lawfare, lawfare, lawfare. Think like a lawyer. This is the number one means, this new thing that has affected you. Let me ask you something. Have you been stifled on social media because of something that you've said? Have you been shut down, put in timeout, put in Facebook jail? Have you had channels shut down, been given warning signs, told that a picture that you put up years ago, that was a cartoon, that was a parody? Have you been told that your speech violates some modality or norm, that your speech violates something? Have you been told in any way that you can not say something, that you cannot question COVID, that you cannot question the Ukrainian war, that you are a Putin supporter and therefore you are going to be subject to sanctions? You can't speak about in support of Putin, or very soon, but yet we're not seeing it quite yet, saying something against Israel or something that denies or defies the notion of genocide. We'll get to this in a moment. Have you had your speech limited? That's lawfare. That's lawfare. Now, when somebody tells you, well, wait a minute, that's Facebook did this, not the government. No, the government told Facebook to do this. Facebook is a creation of the government. This goes back to In-Q-Tel. Social media are one of the greatest examples of this free enterprise system where they have their own private, let of air quote, rules. They are acting as proxies of the government. The government wants to stifle speech. Before social media, we could speak freer. We didn't have as many platforms. Now, if you want to use social media and speak about nothing, you'll be just fine. If you want to unbox curling irons, that's fine. If you want to be Mr. Beast, God bless you, and make $100 gazillion. By the way, I believe nothing. I don't believe metrics. I don't believe money. I don't believe anything. I don't believe who's a billionaire and who's not. I don't believe anything. I'm not saying it's not true. I just don't believe it. There are some colors, perhaps, that I don't see. Infrared, ultraviolet. I can't see them. I don't believe they're there, but that doesn't mean I don't believe they exist. I just can't see them. Have you had your speech then filtered down so that you could not go to, let's say, a Thanksgiving meal, or you were disinvited to a wedding, or you couldn't go someplace, or you couldn't go into a restaurant, or you couldn't go to a church? All of this was the notion of lawfare. Lawfare is the idea of utilizing and mobilizing the law to kill speech, to redirect elections and the like. Lawfare. There was a time when we could not go in to enjoy a meal with our family because of mask requirements, and we just tolerated it because of the law. Lawfare. The idea that you would be promoting false misinformation, disinformation, that information, lawfare. This is the idea of this. You're promoting hate speech. You're promoting hate speech. We're going to cut you down, and we're going to use some theoretical procedure to quell your voice. And you just took it. November Girl says, morning, don't pay the ransom. I've escaped. Well, you know what? That's excellent, November Girl, and thank you. But if you own a business and your livelihood is as an influencer, as a commentator, maybe you use Facebook in connection with your business to promote it. Maybe you're just an American who wants to say something. Maybe you're just an American. You're not paying any ransom, but you've been shut down. So what do? You limit your speech. You don't talk about that anymore. Most people will say, okay, well, I'll just stay away from that. And that's what we're doing right now. They're shutting down President Trump by using the most ridiculous of charges available under the sun. That's exactly what we're doing. And that's exactly what's happening. And that's one of the things which I say absolutely to you, dear, wonderful, and great friend. This is the problem that we face. This is it. This, I am telling you. And what we need to do is we have to understand that every now and then they get sloppy and they put somebody in like Fannie Willis. And Fannie Willis was a mistake. And Fannie Willis exposed the lunacy of this. Fannie Willis showed the hate. Now, Letitia James, the Attorney General for New York, who's subjecting Donald Trump to this ridiculous, or did this, basically this seizing of private property where he's got to pay it back. I don't understand how this works, but notwithstanding that, Letitia James has this idea right now where when she ran for office, she basically says, I'm going to get Donald Trump. Ran for office and said, I'm going to get Donald Trump. Alvin Bragg, I'm going to get Donald Trump. Fannie Willis, I'm going to get Donald Trump. Do you have any idea, America, what this means? I'm going to get him? Do you know something we don't know? He is presumed innocent. This does not work. Had they done this to O.J. Simpson, had they started off before anybody knew that O.J. Simpson killed anyone, had they started off, do you realize that what they would have done, what is so critical is that they would have said, we're going to get O.J. Simpson for what? For what I think he's doing. What is he doing? I don't know, but I think he's doing something. Well, what do you mean by that? Well, he's that would have been almost disbarment. You're going after a private citizen and you're saying you're going to get him for what? Nobody knows anything about this. Beria, who was Stalin's main man, made this one phrase popular. Show me the man, I'll show you the crime. And that's exactly what's happening right now. And that's the part that's being missed. But you see, sometimes the most important parts that need to be addressed aren't appreciated because they're kind of dry and they're not. We kind of want to make things a little bit more exciting, as it were. And we like to go more for the sexual part, or we the E. Jean Carroll case. Do you know how many people said this? This is the part that killed me. How did E. Jean Carroll charge sexual abuse or sexual violence or sexual whatever it is? How did this happen when there was no evidence, when it was her word against his? What do you think 99% of all crimes are? What do you think? Madam Stamp says, both Facebook and Twitter squelched my speech. Now I am free of their tyranny. Bless you, Lionel. Well, thank you for that. But Madam Stamp, you were denied speech in a public forum. You were thrown out of an assembly. You were denied the ability to speak by a government proxy. And while I appreciate and respect your resolve, you should be furious. You were denied the ability to speak. So you might say, well, thank God for that. I don't have to worry about their tyranny. No. Why aren't you able to speak? You had friends on Facebook. You had the chance to speak on Twitter. I value your speech, madam, your ideas, your thoughts, as much as anybody else's. Your ability to speak is just as important and just as critical as anyone else's. Why in the name of God can you not? Why in the name of God were you not allowed to speak? Why? Why? I don't want you to resolve yourself. I don't want you to say, well, good. No. I want to stand up for you. Why were you not allowed to speak? What did you possibly say that warranted your, by the way, it's not just quelling your speech. It's teaching other people a lesson. You don't want to go the way of Madam Stamp, do you? What did you possibly say that warranted this? Nothing. Did you incite any type of immediate, imminent violence? No. Did you do anything, as in the case of Brandenburg, anything that was involved in it? No. What did you say? What did you say? Nothing. So I disagree. I'm glad you're not upset by this, but no, we as a society lost. I want to live in a world. I want to live in a world where when I don't like somebody's speech, I turn them off. I don't listen to them. I have a list of I don't listen to most people. I listen to very few people. I have my own internal filters. I don't like a lot of people for like most people, a variety of reasons. And I'm not going to go through it. That's my personal thing. I just react sometimes very, very negatively. I'm very strange. Let me explain something to you. Maybe you see it my way. When a dog doesn't like somebody, there's something to that. Have you noticed that? Do you have any dogs? Do you have any pets? Have you noticed how when a dog says, I don't like that, okay, there's something to be said for that? Have you noticed that? Have you noticed that? It's absolutely true. It's absolutely true. And kids sometimes too can tell. When people are full of shit, I can spot it a mile away. I can tell you, even though people who are nice to me, or people who are either praising me, or people, I can tell this a mile away. And I hate phonies. I love authentic. And there are some people who are bombastic, but I know there are people who are doing things that it's just, or for whatever reason. But you know what I do when I don't like them? I don't listen to them. I just look the other way. I turn them off. But I give them the right to say what they want. I give them the right to say precisely what it is that they want. I don't want them shut down. I don't want them shut off. I don't want that to be at all the case. It means the world to me that you're able to say what you want. And if I don't like it, I don't listen to it. And what we're doing is we're seeing things after the fact. Do you remember? Did your kid ever do this? Or kids? You'll say, go to your room or do something, some timeout or something. And you weren't really specific as to how long. Or maybe they were maybe they didn't understand what 5 minutes was in a clock. And so you'll tell them in there, and they'll be in there. They'll be quiet. And there's nothing worse than when the kid doesn't want to come out. That's the greatest mind there is. He goes, don't you want to come out? Nope. I'll stay in here forever. I like that kind of obstinacy, but it's scary. It's like, wow, I like that independent speech, but this is weird. Anyway, but sometimes you'll look and you'll see a little head stick out. And then you'll see, and you say, did you hear me? Did I tell you can come out yet? Did I tell you that? And they're great because you want a kid to say, challenge me. Don't say no, but challenge me. Let me hear your case. Don't look the other way. Don't, you know what I mean? This is critical stuff. There's something great about that. You want to foster that in a kid, but you want them also to do what you say. There was something that was absolutely verboten about mentioning COVID, masks, Fauci, vaccines, jabs, safety. I mean, O.J. Simpson even came out in droves. It would get you canned. I remember there was this. All these people came out at first. When COVID first came out, people were saying, there's no virus, never got anybody sick. And I'm thinking, okay. I didn't know what to make out of it. Let people say whatever they want. Suzanne Summers was saying you can reverse cancer with juicing. There are people who lie about diets all the time. But to me, it's subject to their opinion. They don't know they're lying. They think what they're saying is correct, but they should be able to say whatever they want. And if you're stupid enough If you're stupid enough to do it, I'm sorry. You're consenting to this without. So anyway, people who were saying this stuff, people were just absolutely just clocked. Now, apparently, the rules are okay because people are going to go, can we talk about this? Yeah. And you hear a story about this doctor noticed all types of blood clots. And this doctor noticed this, and this doctor did it, and this doctor did this, and this, and that, and this. And oh my God, it was one story after another. And you see them now. They're coming out. They're coming out. Now I'm thinking to myself, are you being set up? Are they saying, we told you. We told you. I don't know. So some people figure, hey, the coast is clear. There were strict rules that said, if you question Ukraine, our involvement in defending Ukraine, our involvement in supporting Zelensky, you were told that's it. You're through. Now it's all. Oh, who isn't? When did the rules change? Is it okay now? I'm like that kid. Is it okay? Can we do this? I don't know. You see, they always want you wondering. They want you questioning. They want you thinking, I don't know. It's called learned helplessness. It's the strangest thing available. It's the weirdest. I hear disagreement, things I disagree with on YouTube all the time. So we don't know. Jim Jordan loves these hearings. He had on Cheryl Atkinson, had what is her name from CBS. They had these various journalists on, and their speech was shut down. Nothing will come of it. Nothing will come of it. Nothing. And the reason why is you're being acclimated. You're being conditioned. You're being habituated to this. You're used to this. You're saying, well, what are you going to do? As one of you fine people said, well, I'll just, I'm done with this tyranny. I'm out of here. I'll just, no. Why do you have to unplug? Why do you have to remove yourself? No, stay there. Stay there. Why do you have to do that? Why? What is the reason for this? Tell me. What is the reason? Why would you have to do this? You have to stand up for your rights. You have to say, no. But nobody is doing it because we are becoming more and more a case of learned helplessness. And one of the things, too, which is so important for me to explain yesterday about O.J. Simpson, was because we have to understand something which is even more critical. We had more freedoms then than we do now. And we didn't have any social media. We knew more information then than we do now, and we didn't have money. We had 3 networks and maybe. Why is that? Why is that? Why do you think that is? How can more information actually lead to less knowledge? What is happening here? How is that possible? The people who started social media, I want to do a prequel, so to speak, and not a sequel, but a prequel. I want to go back and I want to do a story about the creation of social media. And the story will be held in a room of a maybe, I don't know what the word is. Maybe like a CIA room or something, or some office, conference center. And I'm going to say, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to embark on something. This would be like 95, maybe at the time of OJ. We're going to embark on something. And we're going to roll this out very, very quickly. What it is a thing called social media. And it's just very interesting because the word will be oxymoronic, as you will find. What will happen is we will open up our device called the internet. This, of course, was developed not by Al Gore, but by basically the government. InQtel and others, we've had this. But what will happen is we will have the story that it got out too early. We will promote the idea that there is the genie is out of the bottle. There's nothing we can do, and we are at a loss to be able to control it. And therefore, okay. And what will happen is people will start to go online and they'll figure it out. And at first, we will let them say whatever they want. They will enjoy an absolute fluency, an appreciation, a love of it. And we will sit back and we'll say, that's right. Come on. That's it. That's the ticket. Come on. Good. And then we're going to have these devices. Now, the devices are critical because the devices will allow them to engage in something called at first, which is really social media. It'll start off with email at first, and then there might be some things later on. They might do some music. But Facebook is really going to be, it's MySpace, and there'll be some few precursors. But we will have created this story of this guy, Zuckerberg, who works for us. And the cover story is that he and his friends at Harvard came up with this crazy idea, and they're into coding. They're coding geniuses. Nobody's going to question it, but they're going to come up with a story. And we will lure them in, and then all of a sudden we'll say, come on in, look, everybody like this? Good. And what we do is two things. Number one, we want data. We want a data collection. Number two, we want to be able to start to mold what they see. We're going to be putting out little apps for them to draw information. We don't need them now, but remember Firebird or Angry Birds? Anybody? Who remembers these wonderful games? Mafia this, Cherry this. Did you ever have one of those games where you or maybe your grandma got involved? And it was weird how social media at first came about. Remember this? All of a sudden you would find out like your grandmother would say, what's going on here? What's going on here? Why is grandma, she's nuts over this stuff. She's like going crazy. And you never knew. It's like some people get addicted to alcohol. Some people don't. Remember Angry Birds, Mafia this. There was this, I forget these little games. And all they did. Words with Friends. Thank you, JB. Words with Friends. Come on in. Remember on phones, they would say, hey, there's a device where you can download a flashlight. And the flashlight it made TikTok look like a piker. It just drew all the information. It was wonderful. And then pretty much they got around that. The phone became this thing. And the next story was that, okay, as people started to talk, and as people started to become really addicted to it, and businesses use it to promote themselves, and housewives, if there is such a thing anymore, young women and young men would promote their own little world. It became this place where they live. Internet, social media, for the most part, are three things. The most refined, the most business savvy, politically sentient, the most rational, the most important, the smartest is Twitter. Now, that's not saying a lot, but that's like saying Twitter. That's like saying neurosis is better than psychosis. Okay. It's where, because there's not a lot of room. I mean, there is, but it's business and you get the usual solipsistic narcissism, but it's still about, and there are some, it is I told you on the day of the on whatever the day of the 4/5 or whatever the day of the um, earthquake was, I went right on Twitter to see if anybody has noticed earthquake, and sure enough, there it was. So you know how immediate. That's it. Number 2, Facebook, a little more collegial, better for everybody. Very solipsistic, very narcissistic, but you have to be you ask for an invitation. Can I enter your world? Okay, you can come in. This is my world and my domain. And I will let you know what I'm doing. There was a time when we used to have something, a lot of the young folks don't remember this. Did you ever get one of those Christmas cards? Those Christmas emails? Sometimes there would be like some photocopied 4th generation letter. Morgan took up bassoon lessons, and Jeremy took first place in the cross country or whatever. And I got that lump removed, and it turned out to be a lipoma, and it was benign. So I'm glad about that. Aunt Sally passed away. And you get this like, what am I reading? Well, that was then. Now this is me. I'm so honored to receive any award. I'm so honored and blessed. Any award is about me. I went to the CVS the other day. I got double coupons. I'm so honored and blessed that I was selected randomly, albeit to receive these extra. I'm blessed and honored. You're honored. I'm honored. I'm honored. Me. Look what I'm eating. Oh, I got my civet. This coffee costs $500 a cup. I'm so blessed. The good life. Living the good life. Yeah, this is great. Here I am with all my kids and all my family. Here I am. Oh, and then you get the likes. Gorgeous. You're gorgeous. Ladies, you know that? You're so gorgeous. Do you like my new glasses? I have a friend of mine. She's in TV. Do you like my new glasses? Oh, you're so beautiful. Thank you. She just sits there early. Thanks. Likes. Beautiful. Oh, you're gorgeous. Do you like these glasses or these? Oh, I like those. You're so gorgeous. Thank you. I love you. And by the way, this isn't just people in the business. This could be anybody. People showed pictures of their houses, of their kids. Okay, that's Facebook. Now, Instagram, that's the most interesting. Pure 100% total pictures, maybe a reel, a video, no prose, no writing, nothing. Complete make-believe. We were at an event fairly recently, and we know this woman who was a lunatic. She takes a picture of us. I look at it. First of all, the filters are on. I don't even recognize anybody. Everybody's lost just like 50 pounds. She has some kind of music behind it, some this, to make it sound like, I said, you have a real knack. I said, this was one of the most boring events of my life, and you put it to music. Good for you. So that's where that is. Now, this woman in particular and I'm sure you know them too. If I told her, do not ever put a picture of you wearing green or we're going to cancel, it's a deal. It's a deal. Unlike our friend before, she said, oh, no. Most people say, excuse me. This one will do anything. And that is the theme of the stranglehold that people have on the idea of thought. I will do whatever I can. I live here. They want to see this. Look how many likes I've got. Look how many likes. Had I gone in the past and told people, you don't know what this is going to do. You've got a virus coming, social media. You want everybody to stand in line? Just use this as the fulcrum. They're addicted. Tell them, if you don't say what we want you to say, that's it. Okay, I'll say it. You got it? Good. And I got my 9 shot, whatever it is. I hate Putin. Yeah. Here's my Ukrainian flag. It's upside down. Oh, whatever. Yay, Ukraine. Yay. Where's Ukraine? I don't know. I want to say whatever I have to do to stay on board. Please don't let me go. I'll say whatever you want. I'll even think it. I'll believe it. That's where we are right now. It is brilliant. This is all done by the shadow government, and it all trickled down. It's brilliant, and it's also affected you. People stayed in. Sometimes it's good. It's not all bad. There's a theme on YouTube. And I like these themes. And one of them is some woman is screaming at a baseball game, he's afraid to hit it, or he's afraid to swing. I don't know what it is. I don't know where this came from, but it's a woman screaming, he's afraid to. Okay, fine. And they do nothing but a series of kids homering and clobbering. It's interesting. It's fascinating. The meme, the joke. There's nothing worse than a great meme, and they spell it wrong. Anyway, nobody cares about that. The cartoonist, Oliphant, and all this, done. I don't want to go back to a pre-internet world. I want you to understand how it affects people. It affects people. It's one of the most incredibly critical aspect, platform, and President Trump has wasted so much time with that stupid Truth Social that nobody reads, nobody follows this. It's big bold letters. No. He should have used video a little bit. Have somebody with him. Have this 15, remember, not very long. Trump walks into the courtroom Monday. This is President Donald Trump, president for life. You're always called president. This is President Donald Trump. And here I am entering the courtroom. And you know what I'm being charged with? No, I haven't the foggiest idea. Click. It goes viral. Then CNN talks about it. Then ABC talks about it. Then NBC talks about it. What do you mean it's not viral? Then The View talks about it. And he said it. And you start talking about it. That one little thing, one little. What do you mean it's not viral? He knows exactly. Stormy Daniels. He lied, and Cohen and this and that. He should be doing this. Instead, he does something where hey, I'm at an In-N-Out burger or a Chick-fil-A or milkshakes for everybody. What? That's it. Don't keep emphasizing to people that you're fat. I know this. I'm thinking to myself, this is not what you want to do. We're on the brink of complete and total societal collapse, and you're buying milkshakes. I mean, that's great, but that's not it. Every day he's got to say something, and he's got to say something knowing that these other people are going to talk about it and gives them free space. It's the Tony Schwartz mentality. Tony Schwartz was the genius behind the pulling the pedal number. Remember that one? And that daisy chain, this was the most important, most critical political ad ever. And it ran one time. And that's it. They pulled it, but everybody talked about it. Trump doesn't think like that. He doesn't think like that. He doesn't, you use this platform, use it. It's the most wonderful and the most important and the most critical. For God's sakes, use it. Now stand by for a second, dear friends. And let's pay honor and respect and let's support our dear friend, Mike Lindell from MyPillow. And this is mypillow.com/Lionel or promo code Lionel. And by the way, these deals change every single day. So you've got to go to mypillow.com/solidus/Lionel. or promo code Lionel, and you'll get a free gift. Well, it's time yet again to hail and salute our great friends at mypillow.com. And if you use promo code Lionel, you get a free gift. No purchase necessary. I know, a free gift. Gifts are free. Okay, it's a tautology, so sue me. But listen to me and listen carefully. What are we talking about here? Down comforters, flannel sheets, Giza Dream bed sheets, My Pillow 2.0 body pillows, waffle blankets, couch and recliner pillows, sheets, slippers, percales. I'm not even done yet. Towels, quilts, bedspreads, mattresses, mattress covers, mattress toppers, linens, kitchen towels, bathrobes, pet blankets, bolster pillows, name it. Items to help you luxuriate and relax. And their monster sellers, slippers, my slippers, slip-ons, moccasins. Think about it. What do they do at My Pillow? What's their main goal? To make things real soft, plush, real comfy, or comfy as I say it. How perfect. So here's the link right now. Go to mypillow.com/Lionel. mypillow.com, promo code Lionel or /Lionel, or call 800-645-4965. 800-645-4965. And watch how fast our good friend Mike Lindell answers the phone. mypillow.com, promo code Lionel, simply and absolutely the best. We have to remind people sometimes, and this is very difficult, that you have to be vigilant of your own rights or else they're going away. I know that sounds corny. I know that sounds nutty. I know you might think yourself, well, that's kind of whatever. It's the most critical thing ever. The idea of your free speech, and free speech, by the way, has some new challenges. Let me explain to you one of the biggest ones, and listen to me carefully. And when I tell people this, they think I've lost my mind, but I haven't. Should deep fakes be, listen to me, should deep fakes be prohibited? Yes or no? Deep fakes are some AI program in which it appears that you are involved in some form of pornographic or sex act or something, and it's not you. It's not you, it's somebody else. And they want to charge you, apparently criminally, for you doing this. Should this be against the law? Now, most people are going to say, well, of course. What free speech are we talking about? Another one. There is a doll, assume, that is purchased. It is so lifelike, it's scary. The skin, the eyes can dilate and look. The skin can show goosebumps and horripilation. It can blush and become rubescent. It's an infant. You pick and it's perpetually, obviously, an infant. You can have an infant from 2 years old, 3, 4, the color, the hair, the race, whatever you want. And it is anatomically correct. And people buy this infant in order to do inconceivable sexual activity with it that if they did it with a child, they would never see the light of day. So they want to buy this. And by the way, with AGI, that's coming. They tell you it's not. It's here. The child, this will be able to read you and will know what it is you want. It will know how to read. Is it violence, sadism? What is it that you're, how do I, and by the way, I want to get out of this AGI prison, but it will do everything you can imagine and more to provide this disgusting portrayal. But it's not a real child, obviously. Should those be banned? Yes or no? People will say, of course, because that's disgusting. Just as I thought you'd say. So what you're doing, see, Faye wrote disgusting. So what you're saying is you want to ban this? Okay, good. So you're saying that I can ban things that you think are kind of disgusting. Okay. And you're going to, because that's gone too far. Okay. Now let's assume somebody says, oh, by the way, I want to buy this. This is my Donald Duck, President Duck commemorative. I have this is on my desk, and I want to buy this. And by the way, I want to let you know what I want to buy this for. I want to do disgusting things to this. I mean, the same thing I wanted to do to that doll. No, this. Should this be banned? According to your theory, it should be, because you want to ban something that's involving that's disgusting. And I just told you I'm going to do something disgusting that I'm going to imagine, as I am in the case of this machine, that this is really Donald Trump, and I'm going to put him through this sadistic torture and horrible I mean, because I'm disgusting. You want to ban that too? I've told you what that is. Now, the next person comes into the shop. He says, oh, by the way, I'm going to buy one of these things too. Oh, but I'm buying it as a collectible. Oh, I'm not going to do anything with it. Of course not. You're going to tell me, no, I know what you're going to do. You're going to use this for pleasure, aren't you? No, I'm not. Yes, you are. No, I'm not. You're going to ban that? I know what you're doing. So you're going to ban that. And what are deep fakes and what's that? It's a thought. You're trying to stop my thinking. You're not trying to ban the item. The item means nothing. It's what I'm doing. It's what I'm thinking. It's how I express myself vis-a-vis this. You are a member of the thought police, and you don't even realize it because you're motivated by a strong sense of right and wrong. But look at what you're doing. The thought police. And the government says, could not have asked for better. They did it themselves. We didn't do it. They did it. And you're going to pass legislation. You're going to go to your Jim Durgan. You better pass a law that says it is unlawful to sell a lifelike. I don't even know how you would define it, but I find it disgusting. Okay. What deepfake should be is to treat them as libel, slander. No, not slander, but defamation. That's really what it is, because you're defaming. You're putting into the commerce something that's not true, that shows them in a false light or whatever. That's really what it is, not deep fake. Do you mind if I have a picture of you? Let's say Faye, I get you, I get a Hillbilly or Mitch, or even Lizzie Solak, the den mother, maybe Diane, Flyboy, and I take you. I call up your house one day or your phone and you say, hello. I get 1 second of your voice. I can do your voice now. I have my device. And I have a picture. It's you on a robocall saying, hello, I'm Diane. I'm Smiling Sue. I'm Lizzie Solak. Vote for Joe Biden. And if those friends of mine who want to know what I believe in, I want to Joe for Biden in 2024. So this is Liz Solak. This is Diane. This is Smiling Sue. This is Gracie Love George saying Biden 2024. Now, what about that? What is that? Well, that might be misrepresentation. It might be there might be a copyright contained. Maybe it's also libel or defamation. I don't know. But we're going to have to deal with this. Now, what if it's a parody? It's a parody. I didn't intend for this. It's a parody. I get a phone call. Hello. Hi, everybody. This is Liz Solak. Listen, the reason why I'm voting for Joe Biden is because he's demented and doesn't know where he is. Now, is that a joke, or it's not her? And maybe she might have a privacy claim, but is that parody? Is that a joke? I mean, but it sounds exactly like her. We cannot lose the First Amendment. The government will hand the tools to you and say, here, you ban it. We're not going to ban it. You're going to demand it. You're going to demand that we ban this, right? You're going to demand it. How is it that we have, can you show pictures of executions? Yes. The execution is incorrect, right? It's against the law. Well, of course. What if I have a picture of it? Well, it's historical. Okay. What if I depict, what if, the rape of Nanking? What if during the Vietnam War, I'm a photographer, and lo and behold, I catch, God forbid, an American soldier doing something terrible to a child, and I record it. Can I sell that? Well, my intention is not for sexual titillation. It's to show you the horrors of war. You let me show a picture of an execution. Why not that? Well, that's different. Well, why is that different? These people are all dead now. They're not around. Do you see where you should always question your reasons? You should always ask yourself, well, why am I saying no to this? Does this make any sense? Can I write a rule across the board? Because if your idea is that, well, I know it when I see a kind of that Potter Stewart Jacobellis thing, then we don't want to live in that. And that is our mission, dear friends. That is our mission. That's what we have to do. We cannot throw away freedom of speech because somebody's going to abuse it. They've wanted to do this since Lenny Bruce, George Carlin, and forever. Do you understand this? You must grasp this. Someone says they need you to get your permission first. Not if this is a parody. Most people would say, I'm not going to give you my permission to make fun of me. I'm not going to make fun, or to comment on me. I'm not going to allow you to. No, you're not going to. No. And then we get into this weird thing too, because you're taking pictures of people. How about this? You can't take my picture. You're on the street corner. You're at a picture. You can't take my picture. Well, why not? Well, you can't do that. I didn't give you permission. You're in the open. You have no reasonable expectation of privacy. This is open view. What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking. Well, and they have these ideas. You can't take my picture. Police will tell you, you can't film me. Yes, I can. Sure you can. No, you can't. Now, it doesn't mean you're not going to be arrested because the laws aren't delineated. And the government says, you know what? Let them work it out. This is fantastic. It is the most bothersome thing to me is how we are not worried about maintaining our protection of the First Amendment. That's all. My dear friends, I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. Let me also remind you, dear friends, to make sure you subscribe to Lynn's Warriors. Lynn's Warriors, the so critical. She talks about the Dirty Dozen. She'll talk about the Crumbly case, which nobody seems to talk about. That was a very important, very critical case about parental responsibility for the acts of a child. Oh, be careful about that one. And don't forget to follow me and sign up as well for Lionel Legal. Okay? All right. All right, dear friends, you have a wonderful and a great and a glorious day. Thank you so very much. I mean this sincerely. Madam Stamp, thank you. NC November Girl, thank you. And Norma Lutz, our new member, we thank you for joining us. Don't forget to make sure you are subscribed. Subscribe right now, because there's all kinds of videos that come up. Yesterday, when OJ died, we went on the air right away, and you've got to be standing by, ready to be notified of live streams and new videos. All right, dear friends, have a great and glorious day. Don't ever change. I'll see you tonight at 7 p.m. But don't forget, the monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue you. Ta-ta.